Alright fellas, you need to understand that your dream body can be built doing a lot less, training less, and not hyper-fixating your entire personality around the gym. And this is a lesson I had to learn the hard way, and I want to teach it here to you because it is actually a lot simpler than you think. This is the exact formula I've used in the last few years, and I've made significantly more progress compared to the last 5-6 years before that when I was just all in on the gym and it's all I thought about. This is also what I use for all of my clients, so not only they can balance their busy lives, but also they can make more progress in other areas, they can be more confident, and they can finally strive for greatness in other areas of their life, not just the gym. First thing you need to do is find a routine you can actually stick to, and it accomplishes multiple things at once, meaning we group muscle groups together that are already being trained through compound lifts. For example, if you're doing a bench press, you're also training your shoulders and triceps, so you can do chest, shoulders, triceps on the same day. Or for example, you can do opposing muscle groups like chest and back. That way we're just condensing the amount of work we do in the gym into one day, and that way we have to go to the gym less frequently. You could also do a split like full body 3 times a week, upper, lower, upper, lower. There's plenty of different splits out there if you just Google them, but I highly recommend only going to the gym 2 to 4 times a week, maybe 5 if you really like it and it's a significant role in your life. But minimizing your time in the gym is number one, because first of all, you're going to get more recovery and you're going to get better results, and you're going to actually look forward to it, enjoy it, and you're going to be more consistent. Stick to the same routine for a long period of time. I'm talking 4 to 8 months. As long as you're making progress in the gym and the exercises are feeling good, just keep doing the same things. I know it's boring, but that's how we're actually going to track progress and make sure we're getting stronger and actually stimulating the muscle correctly. So this is a controversial one that is highly debated these days on the internet, and that's low volume versus high volume. The truth is they both work. It just depends on what you want your life to look like. If you're doing high volume, you're going to be in the gym for longer. You're doing more sets. It takes more time. I personally think that doing low to moderate volume, so anywhere between 8 to 15 sets per muscle group per week, is ideal. That way you can get in and out of the gym fast and you don't have to spend, an hour and a half in there. You can do it in 45 minutes, maybe an hour. But to actually accomplish this, you need to make sure you're training close to failure. So at least 2 reps close to failure. But most people, in my opinion, don't actually know what failure is for them. So I highly recommend just going as hard as you can on most sets, because realistically, you probably end up 1 rep shy of failure anyway. So with that being said, if you want to spend even less time in the gym, so you go 2 to 4 times a week, focus on compound lifts that work multiple muscle groups. So things like dips, pull-ups, chin-ups, squats, deadlifts, incline bench. These exercises work multiple muscle groups. For example, you're doing a dip, it's going to work your chest, shoulders, and triceps, rather than just doing like a tricep push down that only works your tricep, and then you have to hit it from different angles, then you have to go do your delts and your chest. You can do exercises that do multiple muscle groups at once, and you get really strong at those over time, and you will build significant amount of muscle. Next, what I highly recommend doing is supersetting your exercises. This is something I personally love doing for multiple reasons. One, you get sick pumps, it feels great in the gym. It minimizes time in the gym. I like to spend only around 50 minutes max in the gym. I like to get in, get out, get it over with, and train really hard. And that just seems to be the best way for me to recover, feel good, and actually get other things done in my life. So what a superset is, if you don't know, it's training 2 opposing muscle groups back to back. So for example, if you're training chest and back on the same day, you do your chest exercise, you don't rest, and then you do a set of your back exercise, and that's 1 set. Let's say you're doing 3 sets, you do that 3 times, you rest in between those sets. You can also do it with your biceps and triceps, or your quads and hamstrings. And this is a way just to minimize time in the gym. And realistically, it's not actually going to affect your workouts that much. You may be 5% less strong, but if it saves you an hour a week in the gym, it's definitely worth it. And it feels great, as I said. So there's really only benefits in my opinion. And realistically, your dream body is probably not a bodybuilder. It's probably like Brad Pitt from Fight Club, or Christian Bale in Batman, I think, Chris Hemsworth. All these type of physiques are very achievable, minimal time in the gym, maybe 3 to 4 hours a week, and just eating the right foods. So I highly recommend getting in, getting out, and just training hard. You do not need an hour and a half doing 5 sets per exercise and doing 10 different exercises. It's completely unnecessary, and it'll actually result in less progress because you're not on a ton of steroids and you don't have the recovery capabilities. If you want accountability and help expediting this process and getting in the best shape of your life fast, just click the link in the bio. Free call, we'll game plan together and figure out how we can do that fast. One of the most important things, and the thing I see people mess up on is the most, is they focus on the daily things. So every day they wake up, weigh themselves, oh no, the scale is not where I want it to be, I've gained fat, or oh no, I'm not looking bigger today from yesterday. These things are really unrealistic. First of all, you have to set a real expectation. Building muscle is going to take months and months, and losing fat realistically, depending on where you're at, is going to take somewhere between 8, maybe even 24 weeks to get really lean. So these things don't happen overnight, and it's going to actually ruin the enjoyment of the process, and that's really what you want to focus on. Just the inputs you do daily that are working you towards your goal, and especially if you have confidence in what you're doing, it's going to make it a lot more enjoyable along the way, and you're going to get results way easier. Because if you're always thinking, oh, I'm not doing enough, you end up doing more or making irrational decisions, and you never actually stick to a plan for long enough to see results. You just keep changing things over and over again, and that's really one of the most important things. So if you need help with that, having a plan that you have confidence in, book a free call with me down below, and as I said, we'll set up a game plan, talk a little bit more about that and your current situation.